Power has been sought after by great rulers since humanity's origins, whether it is achieved by sword, rifle, or missile, on land, in the water, or above it. Civilization's lust for control is everlasting. George Orwell brings this notion to fruition in 1984. In this novel, the Big Brother party has ultimate authority over Oceania, one of 3 supercontinents existing on the planet. The power of the Big Brother government is gained as a result of traumatic times, increased because regulations are blindly obeyed, and maintained through fear. The government gains its power because of the traumatic times that occur after the conclusion of the Second World War and during the perpetual conflict with Eurasia and Eastasia, the other 2 supercontinents. Apart from the United States and allies such as Canada and Australia, who were largely unscathed by the war's destruction, the European powers such as Britain and France had precious little to spare. This distressing state that England, including the city of London where the protagonist Winston lives, is in, makes the country and others like it an easy target for largely unaffected nations. It is plausible to consider that Australia, and other countries less damaged by the war, took advantage of the weakened states of European nations to expand their area of control. Big Brother could then rule over this new realm, while the people are still starving and attempting to rebuild their homes. The perpetual war with Eurasia and Eastasia also allows Big Brother to gain control of the nation. If leisure and security were enjoyed by all alike, the great mass of human beings who are normally stupefied by poverty would learn to think for themselves, and realize that the privileged minority had no function, and they would sweep it away. The conflict with either Eurasia or Eastasia at any given time gives the people a goal to work toward. Although this is untrue, as long as the party can keep that reality classified, there is no threat from the ordinary population. Through its alterations of reports that have already been circulated, the government is able to increase its power, as the people not only allow this, but aid Big Brother in the process. In the editing that is done by Winston, he assists Big Brother in appearing flawless. As the perfect leader continues to be accurate in all of his reports, he inevitably gains power from the inhabitants of Oceania. They realize his might, but not his faults. The party's power is also strengthened by the obedience of the citizens during the 2 minutes hate. Winston recalls that the face of Emmanuel Goldstein, the enemy of the people, flashed onto the screen. There were hisses here and there among the audience. Goldstein was the primal traitor, the earliest defiler of the party's purity. By giving a face to the enemy, the government gains more control over the people. The populace is able to lash out at a figurehead, allowing Big Brother to keep the pressure off itself. The government's ever-increasing power is maintained through fear, both the discernible kind, like the observations from the telescreens, and the unclear variety of it in the form of Room 101. Winston is afraid of the government's power, and so complies with all its orders, even though he would rather not. While working out during the physical jerks, another event the citizens of Oceania submit to, Winston is told to touch his toes. The instructress watching him through the telescreen is not satisfied, and shouts, "Bend lower, please, you're not trying." After this reprimand, Winston succeeds, with a violent lunge, in touching his toes for the first time in several years. Winston's fear of the party is so great that he is able to violently lunge through his pain in this instant. Big Brother's power is so great that one cannot take the risk of making an error even once. The party can frighten a person without even being present. Winston is also unsure of what happens to those who are punished by Big Brother, and this unknowingness causes more fear than a predictable punishment would. Although Winston admits that he does not know what is in the room, he understands it to be an awful place. Winston is able to use his imagination to make whatever is in Room 101 the worst thing in the world. Big Brother uses the great capacity of the human brain to maintain its control over Oceania through fear. This party, like most great empires, aspires to preserve its supremacy until the end of time itself. The means of achieving such a demanding objective are not important. All that matters is ultimate domination. For as long as humanity resides on Earth, its pursuit of power will never reach a conclusion.